Yo, Hollywood Hills. Okay, so yeah, I snuck a little break in last week. Not too much to talk about after the last national. We reviewed the bikes and I've left the quads alone, and we'll go forward with the quads looking forward into the next round of the nationals and the GXCCs. This episode of Hollywood Hills is going to be a throw forward. We're looking at the month of September and really starting to look at wrapping up championships now. This is where it gets super serious. Very, very close to the bone on all the championships across the board for enduros, for the GXCC series, for the national off-roads. Everything is up for grabs, and we are really starting to come towards the end of the real meat on the bone for the 2016 season. And then towards the end of the year, we will look to build up to Roof of Africa. It's still massive. We've already had the bronze qualifier. Pretty keen to have a go at that one of these days, but I'll have to put in some major saddle time before we can get to that. But let's talk about September. Okay, so that brings us to this weekend. The penultimate round of GXCCs. It's been an incredible series. Well done to Lawrence Mahoney and Marilyn and all of the crew involved in putting that amazing series together. Okay, it's an 8-round championship, and that means we go to each venue twice on the tour. This weekend, the second visit of the season to Vochville. It's actually one of my favorite tracks out there. We were able to use the other side, not the town side, the other side onto the farmlands. Still going to be dry, dusty as hell. I think we visited there right at the beginning of winter. It's right at the end of winter. The rains are nowhere near arriving. So it's going to be Dust Bowl Central once again. But it's the penultimate round, and that means we can start thinking about adding up some championships. What I'll do next week, after we review the show, we'll actually be able to come up with some kind of numbers and tell you who stands a chance to walk away with the number 1 plates in most of the categories as we head towards the last event. So really, we're talking about, what, a month and a half, and we'll be able to nail down our first championship. Then we're going to go a little bit further down into the month. Now, I have been speaking to the guys from Farm Jam. They had an incredible turnout for their first round of the championship. The second half of their championship, the first round of their comeback from FJX. So they've been nice and busy up in Middelburg. Massive entries, real good turnout, good racing. Kind of the normal names coming to the top of the pile. Becker took the win in the bikes, and little Hammond took the win in the quads. And they'll be looking to lather, rinse, repeat, and add numbers to their tally as they move forward. The last couple of rounds of Farm Jam, first racing weekend of each of the months as we go forward. So I think it's the 7th and 8th of next month where we'll be opening up our account once again as we go back up to Farm Jam and the guys up in Middelburg. Big news about FJX while we're talking about them. FJX, the Enduro Cross series that they did, was such a stellar series to be involved in. They had a 3-round championship right in the beginning of the year. Now they just dropped the bomb. I've been talking about it for the last couple of rounds. I finally got confirmation just this morning from Leon and Melissa. 22nd of October, that is going to be it. That is going to be the big one. It's called FJX On Demand, and that will be where, I've checked the calendar, no national enduros, no national off-roads, no national MX. So this is a call out to all you pros. Get up there. We want to see a real big lineup and a big banger before you guys get back to the real business of your pro contracts. But this is such a fun event, and we're definitely going to go for maybe a 5-6 round championship for next year as well. Okay, that brings us forward into the rest of the month. End of this month, I'll be going down to Sun City, or up to Sun City, whichever way you want to look at it. And that's going to be the penultimate round of the Car National Off-Roads. On the same weekend, it's going to be Night Cross. Well, it's on the calendar for Night Cross. We'll have to confirm with Mike Puzzi whether it's going to be on that date or whether he's going to move it around like he did in the middle of the year. But we know that there are at least 2 more rounds of Night Cross coming up. Then next month, it just gets all kinds of crazy. Right at the end of next month, we're going to go to the final round of the National Off-Roads in Western area, and that's where the off-road bikes and quads pair up once again with the cars. Basically, what we're talking about is the next 2 months are off the hook. It gets absolutely crazy. I'm going to be hopping and running around like absolute mad. The Factor 50 is coming out because summer is here, ladies and gentlemen. The short pants are there and the white legs are on display for all of you to see at every single event. I'm going to see you guys down the road. Have a great month. Have a great build up to Roof, because really that's where we're heading. Everyone up for a championship. Keep it pinned. There are a few more crumbs on the table. Get the job done, and I will see you on Hollywood Hills next week when we do a full review of this weekend's GXCC in Vochville.